Welcome to Investing for Winners. Today, the big winner that we are featuring is Peter Paul Montgomery Buttigieg, Mayor Pete, presidential candidate. For those who were enticed by the possibility of a millennial president, you won't want to miss this one. But first, 10 subscribers is the milestone we met today. It was a gentleman that I met at the gym this evening. And the big takeaway lesson for today was he actually said, and shout out to you, by the way, young man, is he said, wow, this is perfect an investing channel because I actually have some money left over that I was looking at handling. What's interesting about that is I don't think there's a coincidence with the fact that he's working on himself while everybody else is shelling cash out the party. Without further ado, let's talk about Pete Buttigieg. Okay. Brief history of this young man. So there was a stint at Harvard there. Interesting fact, the 287th user on Facebook. We'll return to that very soon. After that, he goes to McKinsey to be a consultant, a salary of $135,000 one of the years there. Now, for any young person, you know that's nothing to sneeze at. That's why we got the pepper grinder here. The next step, mayor, he's got, there was a book deal in there somewhere as well. Deploys to Afghanistan. Interesting fact with that one is he was able to afford a $400 a month mortgage while he was making very little money in comparison to what he would before and after that time period. Thank you, Mayor Pete, for your service, by the way, and thank you to all the service members watching right now. You're very brave. He owns a house purchased for about $125,000 within the last year or so. It's been appraised in the 230 range. That's $100,000 right there. Early investments he made were in Apple and Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google. A large percentage holding over here, so we're going to get to that topic as well. Something else that made him special on the trail, he would appeal to the fact that he's the lowest net worth candidate, minusing his debt, or subtracting, let's use the right word, subtracting his debt from his assets, we get a number of about 100,000. Now let's talk about where that debt comes from, because in addition to the smallest net worth, Mayor Pete was also the only candidate to hold student debt. Now let's relate that real quick to his policy position. You'll remember he's not in the camp of eliminating all of it. He wants people to be able to refinance that. Now what does that say about his personal opinion and practice about how he handles it? Well, in the same way that mortgage debt, it can be fixed and at a very low rate, that's often going to be a far lower rate than what you can expect to earn in the marketplace. Mayor Pete certainly was able to do that with some of the highest quality tech investments that you could have made in that 10-year stretch. An investing lesson that we can take away from this is that you can invest in things you know. So if you're the 287th in Facebook, you're probably going to have some opinions about how the internet works. He personally knows Mark Zuckerberg. And so I think he, on a very educated basis, was able to make that decision to do so. Lastly, so he's been featured, I think it was the Jimmy Fallon show. He's getting the books rolling. His big campaign tactic, as a matter of fact, was showing up on as many talk shows as he could, anybody with a microphone. Maybe he'll come join us soon. We'd love to have you. He's a fine gentleman. The concept of intellectual property, which we will have another video coming out very soon about how intellectual property may be the best type of property to own. It's right up there with land. So we're going to have a nice comparison, very abstract thinking here. So here they are, 5 quick lessons. He made a big income early on to just at least have something to work with, right? Manage the expenses so that he was able to pursue things for other people, right? Going to Afghanistan, not easy to do when you've got bills to pay. He managed expenses. He handled debt the right way, so the value of the house, 125 to 236, it hasn't quite doubled, but we can assume, given trends going right now, perhaps it will double. And he didn't have to put down 125, so you've got appreciation and principal pay down. We won't dive into the numbers, but it's a powerful concept. If he sells that house, believe me, that net worth is not 100,000. Invest like a winner. Here's another one. I see all kinds of stuff about it's so hard to beat the market, just completely be passive about everything like that. Yet we always hear about folks who maybe they're not buying all kinds of crazy stocks and things like that, but they either held something for a long time or they had made an educated prediction about a particular sector or company or technology, and it ends up turning out awesome. Look no further than Mayor Pete for number 4. This is something you're able to do only once we've handled all of these, right? Number 5, intellectual property. So this is exactly what I'm doing with this channel as well. He gets it into print there, and I really want to say why that philosophically is a great idea, but we're going to have to save it. So we're cutting it off right there. That's a little bit about Mayor Pete. We've also got something coming soon about Andrew Yang's freedom dividend and how it relates to the concept of absolute value we discussed in the previous video. Have an awesome weekend. Let's make it a really awesome productivity wise, energy wise, and let's keep our eyes peeled for opportunity. Be well.